Since you clicked on the video, I'm assuming that you know just a little bit about Ghostface, but today we're going to be going over the best kills of every Scream movie. We'll be covering all movies from the original 1996 Scream all the way up to the moderately new release Scream 6. In each film, we're going to be putting Ghostface to the test and see what his all-time camera kill is. Starting first, obviously, we're going over the original 1996 Scream. What can I say about this movie? This movie is known as one of the greatest, if not the greatest horror movie of all time. A lot of big-time horror fans say that this movie is the reason why they started loving horror movies. Now to the kill. After a lot of murders happen in Woodsboro, our favorite man and killer, Stu, invites everyone over for a huge party at his house. Stu later tells a fellow party enthusiast, Tatum, to basically go get him a fridge, walking her to her death. She of course goes, but after she grabs the beer, she notices that somehow the door has been locked, so she goes to the garage door and of course Ghostface appears. All the murders happening, she somehow thinks this is a joke until Ghostface slices her arm with his knife. After that, some fighting happens back and forth, and the greatest stunt performance I've ever seen. Tatum runs for the doggy door in the garage door. She gets stuck, and after that we somehow see how good the installer of that garage door is, because it lifts her up off the ground and crushes her. I think this is a super sick kill. I mean, it's definitely getting some props from me just for the fact that we've never seen that before, basically. And a year later, Scream 2 released. After the first movie was such a hit in the box office, I think just about everyone thought there was going to be a sequel. The best kill in my opinion in Scream 2 is the second kill that we see. Oh look, it's Jada Smith. In the movie, her name is Maureen. Her and her boyfriend are going to the movies and see a knockoff Scream 1 movie called Stab. After Will Smith's wife's boyfriend goes to the bathroom and gets killed through the stall, which is super sick, a person with a Ghostface mask sits next to her and stabs her. She does put up a good effort for yelling for help, but with all the madness going on in the theater, everyone either is not caring or thinking it was just an act. She then gets in front of the stage and yells for help and just dies. I think it's such a good kill just because of the environment and the idea that everyone is cheering for this movie and not noticing that it's literally happening right in front of them is just crazy to think about. 3 years later, in the year 2000, Scream 3 was released. In this Scream movie, Ghostface rewrites the Stab movies by basically saying what he's going to do next. After the main antagonist gets a random fax after finding a dead body, saying he's outside, then they get another one saying one person would be spared, and after that everyone runs outside randomly? Anyways, they get another fax, and one of the one movie boyfriends runs in to read the fax, and it says, "The killer will give mercy to whoever smells the gas." Yep, that crazy motherfucker filled the house with gas. And while reading the note, this man needs a light at the very end of the note. So instead of getting a flashlight, this dude pulls out a match and lights it, and explodes himself with the house. And a total of 11 years passed since Scream 3 dropped. Scream 4 finally arrived in theaters. And this, of course, has every single horror fan flocking to the theaters to get some more Ghostface killings. And since the first movie, this movie takes it back to Woodsboro. Speaking of kills, the best kill in Scream 4 has to be right after Sydney fires her agent. Oh yeah, Sydney is also like a best-selling author now. Her agent goes to her car in the parking garage, which has somehow been messed with because it's not starting. She then gets stabbed by Ghostface and thrown out of a multi-level tall parking garage and lands on a van. And a few minutes later in the movie, Ghostface kills Anthony Perkins with a knife, stabbing him right in the forehead. After being stabbed, he does walk around for a bit before finally comes to his injuries. The forehead kill, I have to say, is a little bit better just because of the actual graphic nature that it shows, but I don't think YouTube will let me put it in the video, so we're going to stick with the getting thrown out of the parking garage. And another 10 years goes by before we see Ghostface on the big screen again. In 2022, Scream 5 came out. This is one of the best movie experiences I have ever had while going to the theaters. Everyone was gasping and having the best time, but one part that made that entire movie theater scream was when after Amber in the movie tells her full intentions and tells about how she killed Dewey, she gets into a tussle with Sydney and Gale and gets shot by Gale and falls into the stove, which was lit on fire. She later comes back for one more jump scare at the end, but Tara, played by Jenna Ortega, gives her one more headshot to finish off the movie. And finally, Scream 6, released in 2023, was awesome for a few different reasons. One, Scream 6 brought back a lot of the original cast as well as members from Scream 5, which I thought was pretty cool. But best of all, Ghostface had a new challenge in New York City. While there was a lot, and I mean a lot of awesome and noteworthy kills, there was one specific kill that made me and my girlfriend look at each other and fully agree it was the best kill of the movie. After having a little get together, Ghostface of course has to show up. After getting rocked with this wooden knife holder, everyone barricades themselves in a room where they notice the only way out is using a ladder to get out of the room and into a different room across a steep fall alleyway. One friend holds the ladder while the others cross, except the last person, Annika. She gets on the ladder to crawl across, and Ghostface gets into the room and starts shaking the ladder until she eventually falls and hits a garbage can. At least Ghostface does clean up his mess, we gotta say.
Alright everybody, that was the best kills from each and every Scream movie. If you'd like more, please stab that like button.